guys! We're here to discuss the teaching new literacy in a digital and environmental education. The e-learning conveys various focal points which are identified with the present social structure, the cutting-edge lifestyle, furthermore monetary circumstance. In view of these positive qualities, one can likewise make reference to the present quick transformation to work market needs, the fast advancement of educational plan content, the quick correspondence with the huge target gatherings and their preparation. Concerning financial perspective, e-learning is a successful structure. Additionally, in present data society, change educator and student jobs and oversee computerized citizenship in invented ways. Alongside these kinds of e-learning are deficiency pedantic reasons search that needs one of the vital components of the traditional way of learning, the instructor's character and their belongings, which is given by high-tech current broadband nor web associations they can offer in return to compensate for the absence of physical presence. This kind of learning structure is like and utilized by bunches which from one viewpoint be covered by the computerized citizenship, essentially the advanced age ZY generation. Then again, the individuals who are empowered in computerized ability without help from anyone else with a legitimate aptitude and capacities. The new climate, new jobs, and perspective of the computerized age, and the difficulties brought by the steady change in the conventional schooling framework is attempting to be followed by some deep discussions, notwithstanding because of the quick and unpredictable improvement of multidimensional foundation impacted to the factors of wonderful schooling and learning strategy arrangement plans are obviously not accessible. Let's hear what they say about teaching new literacy in a digital and environmental education from teachers who experience in teaching in no less than 3 years in the industry.
Info and School. Dominica Robles from Bagnayan 4 Elementary School.
How many years of teaching and what grade is being handled?
I've been teaching grade 3 since 2008 until up to now, present.
Compare online and classroom teaching, difference and similarities.
Well, if we have to compare online and classroom teaching, online teaching involves using interactive teaching tools and softwares to engage your students. While classroom teaching, teacher can present information and interact with a group of people in real time. In other ways, there are some time to explore them. And the first essential difference is in classroom management. The similarities between online learning and traditional learning environments are both online learning and traditional learning requires a great amount of work. Giving and receiving feedback is important in both environments.
What challenges are you facing in online and classroom?
There are also challenges that every mother nor teachers are facing with online class. First and foremost is the technical issues, like everybody could afford a high-tech gadget that will be needing for online class. Not even stable Wi-Fi is never an assurance. Second is the motivation. It is really hard to motivate the pupils as well as the parents and actually even teachers in this new normal teaching and learning process.
How can you cope up with the challenges?
In order to cope up these challenges, we have to stay in contact with the parents so that we could understand what are their concerns, in which as a teacher we don't have to take it personally, but instead we have to put ourselves in their shoes or in their situation.
What kind of approaches do you provide to cope up with teaching new literacy in a digital and environmental education? What digital tools are you using in delivering your lessons? What method of teaching is the most effective for your students or mostly used in environmental education? Discussion method, project-based, flip-based, collaboration method, etc. and why?
The digital tools that would appropriate for my students is video calling. As I've said, not everyone could have a gadget that suits for online class. Probably the most effective way of teaching my pupils is discussion method because it helps the student process information rather than simply receive it.
How is teaching new literacy challenging in environmental education and how did you cope up and adapt with changes in terms of teaching new literacy?
For me, teaching literacy is very challenging since it is easier for us teachers if we deal with this face-to-face. Teachers should think of strategies wherein our pupils, especially the non-readers, could read. In this situation, honestly speaking, I find it difficult. Obviously, this is one of the scenarios that pupils need to interaction physically with teacher.
Good day, everyone. I'm Aida M. Galicia. I am teaching at Pasig Teaching Academy for 27 years. Fruitful years. 27 fruitful years. Okay. So I was a grade 1 teacher for 7 years. Grade teacher for 3 years, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. And now I am handling grade 3, 4, 5, and 6 English class. Okay, so I'd like to say that this online class that we have now, it's really different from the face-to-face class. Okay. There are many challenges, but I'd like to differentiate the online class and the face-to-face. But of course, if you want to ask me, I'd like to still choose face-to-face. Okay, class. In online class, there is a limitation of using materials that can be used so that the learners can be able to learn, to interact, okay, to comprehend. In online class, this challenge, positively. Yes, of course, we have to. It's a matter of attitude. Yes, I can say that because we can learn in everything, in every situation, even in online class, even in face-to-face. We still need to adjust, of course. And the challenge for me is how to motivate my students, okay, how to have that learning even in this kind of pandemic. So just like that was last Saturday, our first party solution, okay, virtual, and I've learned a lot from the parents that report about the adjustment, but all of them, they have a positive report about the performance of their children. Okay, some of them said that their children, they learn to be responsible. Okay, they know the time compared to the face-to-face, and they said that the children are more responsible than the face-to-face kind of class. And the children also, they are enjoying going to our second quarter. So it's nice to hear that words from the parents. So I'd like to give my challenge to a new, okay, teacher, okay, a teacher who wants to be a very, successful someday. And I hope that even this pandemic, we do not know, but you need to be, prove yourself that you can do this thing, that nothing will be impossible, even it is online or face to face. The very important thing is that you have that courage to go on whatever situation. You must have that positive attitude always, positive attitude in every negative situation. Okay, so I salute you, future teachers. Okay, so thank you very much for this opportunity. God bless you.
What is your name and where are you teaching? How many years of teaching experience and what grade level are you handling?
I'm Joko A. Magbanlak, teaching in Divine Light Academy. I'm teaching for almost 4 years in grade 8 and grade 12 in business math.
Compare the old and new literacy in teaching.
Mas student-centered yung literacy of teaching ngayon kumpara sa dati. Dati kasi more on teacher, spoon feeding kumbaga.
What challenges are you facing in teaching new literacies?
For those students na hindi binibigay yung best nila or binabaliwala yung pag-aaral, kasi need mong gumawa ng paraan para mas maengganyo yung mga bata mag-aaral. Iisip ka ng mga motivation para mas maging interested sila.
How can you cope up with the challenges?
Siyempre, first is pray. Hingi ng guidance kay Lord and also hingi ng mga suggestions sa iba, especially dun sa mga matatagal na sa pagtuturo. Then siyempre, patuloy na pag-aaral para ma-improve mo pa yung sarili mo, di lang as a teacher, siyempre as a person na din.
In this pandemic, what tools are you using to deliver your lesson in environmental education and why?
Online. Since I'm in private school, most of the students have their internet connection. Also, modular na rin kasi nagbibigay din kami ng module ng lesson namin especially dun sa mga students na nasa asynchronous type of learning.
What digital tools are you using in delivering your lessons?
Zoom, Google Classroom, Peer Deck, and Genio.
What method of teaching is the most effective for your students or mostly used in environmental education and why?
flip-based. This method kasi is very useful pagdating sa mga higher level kasi they can study on their own na. Nakukuha na nila yung idea nang sila pa lang. Then clarification na lang ng mga bagay na di nila naiintindihan, tapos more on assessment na lang.
How is teaching new literacy challenging in environmental education?
Getting the interest of the students to learn. Since marami nang nakakasagabal sa pag-aaral nila, lalo na yung mga gadgets, mobile games, and computer games.
How did you cope up and adapt with the changes in terms of teaching new literacy?
Setting a high standard in teaching, pumantay lang sa students.
In conclusion, teachers must know students and be flexible and adaptable to change in order to give the right and fit strategy on how to deliver the lesson. Knowing a bit about digital ways of thinking and communicating provides students with another critically important learning opportunity. Students have to learn online and how to teach themselves to become at least minimally capable with softwares. This means finding tutorials, breaking down complex problems into parts, seeking alternatives, and engaging with a community of like-minded learners. Being able to teach yourself is far from more than important being learned because what we need to know changes constantly. What we know today may be useless 5 years from now, and we know now maybe even get a way of learning if we weren't even flexible enough. Additionally, in present data society, change educator and student jobs and oversee computerized citizenship in invented ways. Alongside these kinds of e-learning are the efficiency pedantic reasons search that needs one of the vital components of the traditional way of learning, the instructor's character and their belongings, which is given by high-tech current broadband nor web associations they can offer in return to compensate for the absence of physical presence. Focus on developing skills such as computational thinking, team building, adaptive communication skills, and algorithmic designs, all key elements of digital literacy, both the 21st century economy and the careers needed to fuel it are changing. Constant business process disruptions, powered by technology, are challenging companies to find employees with the skills needed to navigate the future. Students must be prepared for non-linear careers, evolving to match the ever-changing world landscape. At the end of the day, digital literacy is about solving a problem facing today's world. By incorporating digital literacy across core subjects, colleges and universities will prepare students to live in an interaction with the humanity and technology.